Hi everybody, this is Susan, Ultramarathon Grandma, responsible for this page. I'm going to go close the curtains because I feel like you can't see me. There we go. It's sunny today, which is a good thing. So today we're going to cook in the kitchen here. Hi Lisa, how are you? We're gonna make eggplant rollatini. So my friend started changing her diet. She started posting questions to me about cooking, and hi Robin, I know this person doesn't like to cook, and so I called her and said, what's up? What's going on that you've decided to start cooking? And you have all these questions for me. And so she said she had a little bit of a health scare and she wanted to change her potential health issues with food rather than medication. Yay! That's what I'm all about. Let food be your medicine. So she made this recipe and her husband even loved it. So I was like, I think I'll try it. Good for you, Robin, going vegan for a year. We're gonna make eggplant rollatini with cashew cheese. I love cashews. And you know, cashews ground up with a little nutritional yeast, and you've got just enough cheesy flavor that you don't really need cheese. So this recipe, I've already soaked the cashews. I've got them here in my food processor. I thought I'd try the food processor instead of the blender. So there's the cashews. They soaked for 3 hours. And when you soak them, they do puff up. And then in the oven, I have the eggplant cooking, and I think I'm gonna get it out just so it can cool and we can handle it. And I'll show it to you, show you what it looks like so far. So there it is. The slices are, I don't have a mandolin. I cut the tips of my fingers off with a mandolin. So I got rid of it. So I used a knife. I used a long bread knife, and I was able to get the eggplant somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2. Ooh, those are hot. So I did 2 eggplants. We'll see. I figured that would be enough for the first time trying the recipe. I have another eggplant. If we love it, we can make some more. So that's already done. And all I did was, the recipe tells you exactly what to do. I sliced them, I salted them, I let them sit for 30 minutes, patted them dry. I did not put oil on them, and then I just put them in the oven at 400 degrees. So I need to turn the oven down to 325 for the actual dish. So we'll do that, and then we're gonna make the cheese. Hi Gina Diane, how are you? So first thing you do is put the cashews that you've soaked for 3 hours or overnight. If you're gonna do them overnight, I'd put them in the refrigerator. And then you just blend that up. I always have to read the recipe when I haven't done it before because I haven't put it to memory yet. You blend with the cashews with sea salt, garlic, lemon, and 1/3 cup of water. So I have my trusty lemon juice, which is actually lime juice. It's on my list, but haven't gotten there yet to get lemon juice. I kind of prefer lime myself, but so I put that in there. I chopped up 1 clove of garlic. That's gonna go in there. And then I have 1/2 cup of water here. We're just gonna put a little bit, like maybe half of it in there. We'll see how it goes. And then blend it up. I thought the food processor might be a little bit less noisy. So how is everybody today? It's beautiful here today. All right, here we go. This is gonna make like the consistency of creamy ricotta cheese. So you want it to be like a paste. I'm going to get my spatula so I can scrape it down. It's kind of dry, so it probably does need a little bit more water. But I know from making cashew butter that the cashews get softer the longer you blend them, and you really don't need to add a whole lot more water. Yes, I've made cashew butter from scratch. It was time consuming, let me tell you. You had to keep doing it and scraping it down and doing it and scraping it down. But it finally became cashew butter. I did it in my bigger food processor. Sorry for all the noise. So the cashews are ground up, but they're not really creamy smooth yet. So we'll give it one more whirl and maybe just a tiny bit more water. So far I have a half a cup here. I used about half of it. I'm going to use maybe a half more. We have some dried herbs that are going in there and nutritional yeast, which will take up some of the moisture. It's amazing what you can make pretty simply. You didn't even know you could make it. All right. I think it's, I'm going to show it to you. Show you what it looks like. You don't want it runny. You want it to stay on the spoon. All right, next step. The recipe is, I typed it up and put it on my website. Not very much stuff. Eggplant, cashews, sea salt, garlic, lemon juice, water, nutritional yeast, basil, oregano, pepper to taste, and spinach. And then the marinara sauce. And this is our favorite marinara sauce, Rayo's. Usually I can get a two jars at Sam's, but I've been known to buy it at, I think we might have bought that. Seems like a little bit bigger jar. I might have bought this on vacation and then never used it. All right, next, we got that blended up. Now we're gonna put in the nutritional yeast. And I get my nutritional yeast from a place online. It's called bulkfoods.com because it can get a little pricey in the store. Basil, dried basil. I'm thinking how good this would be if I had some fresh basil. Oregano. And black pepper. We'll give it a grind. I don't know how you're supposed to do black pepper to taste when you haven't created the dish yet, but we'll do that. And I have salt somewhere, half a teaspoon of salt, because without salt, cheese is nothing. Did you know that you probably wouldn't even eat cheese if salt wasn't added to it? I heard that a long time ago in a nutrition class. That it would just be terrible without the salt. All right. There you go. Yes, definitely healing foods and herbs. I like this little food processor. It has a hole in the top, so I can just pour whatever I need to pour right in it. And it might just need a little bit more water. Now that I put that nutritional yeast in there. Robin, you'll have to thank Patty. She's the one that shared it with me. And I'm not sure where she got it from. The bottom of the page says www.livingspinal.com. And when I looked up the website, it was all about people that have had spinal injuries and they are in wheelchairs or some other way of moving around using equipment. Wheelchairs, walkers. You know what? That's it. The cheese is done. I have to taste it. And it told me to put it in a bowl, but I don't see any reason to mess up a bowl. So I'm just gonna move this stuff out of the way. Get a cutting board right here. I'm gonna put this down here so you can see what I'm doing. And then you just get your eggplant slice. 3 tablespoons of the cheese go right there. Seems like a lot. Maybe we'll do 2. And then you just roll it up and put it in the dish, seam side down. Ooh, yeah. You can always add more cheese, put a little spread of it on top, I would think. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Get on there. Cooking is never tidy. Have you ever noticed that? You make a mess. Now, I wouldn't do a 1/4 of an inch because then it kind of stuck to the cookie sheet, and even though I had it lined with parchment, and kind of came apart. So probably closer to 1/2. Ooh, get over there. And we might have put a little too much water in the cheese because it's a little droopy. You just have to play with those kind of things. This is gonna be yummy. I don't know what else we're gonna have with it, but I'm definitely gonna have these for dinner. I might even have to eat one before I go walking. Our walking group meets on Wednesday nights. What are you gonna have with this, Bill? He's taking a nap. Yeah, 2 eggplants and the amount of cheese we made, even just putting 1 tablespoon on for this size of an eggplant. You can see the eggplant wasn't gigundous. This is gonna be so good. I'll have to let you know. I'm getting better at it. They're getting neater as I go, and not just always the way. It's like rolling up tacos. Practice, 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 right? Ooh, I can smell that nutritional yeast, which I really like the taste of that kind of cheese. I haven't eaten cheese in so long. I don't even know that I could. Yep, roll, roll, roll. So this made 8 rolls, and I'm pretty much out of cheese. I can't get the blade out. It's slippery. Well, you get the idea. Then you just smother it with the marinara. If you wanted to get really busy, you could make your own marinara, but I find that Rayo's is pretty good. It's a little salt on the salty side, but it doesn't really have any preservatives or unnecessary stuff in it. I can read you the label if you'd like. Italian whole peeled tomatoes, olive oil, onion, salt, garlic, basil, red crushed pepper, black pepper, and oregano. That's it. Everything but the oil is exactly what I would have put in my own marinara sauce. I don't do oil. I guess you've kind of figured that out by now. It's not necessary. It's just extra wasted calories, no nutrition. It's processed food. It's kind of like sugar. It's addicting. And when you stop using oil, Just like when you stop putting cheese on your food, you can actually taste your food so much better. All right, can you see the pan there? Aren't they pretty? I gotta wash my hands. All right, let's open that jar and put some on there. Did you know that's a good way to get your jar open? Knock it on the bottom. As I say that, my hand's slippery. Like I always say, live TV. There we go. And I'm gonna get a spoon out. Just put that on there. I did spray the pan with a little bit of olive oil, but you could, like with lasagna, you could put a little sauce on the bottom of the pan and your stuff would not stick. And that's what I should have done. I don't know what I was thinking. All right, what do you think? Looks pretty fancy, doesn't it? All right, in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes at 325. Dinner will be done. Now, we will have a salad with that. If you're a fish or meat eater, you could have a side of some kind of animal protein. And once I try it, I'm sure I'll be adding things to it. You could easily throw some broccoli inside there with the cheese, just chop it up, or peppers, any other kind of vegetable that you wanted to put in there. But my golden rule is try the recipe first as is, and then you can always modify later. Cooking is just, it's not really science. It's more fun, more exploration. A research project, maybe we'll say that. So, an experiment. There it is. It's an experiment. Unless, of course, you're baking and then you don't want to experiment. Unless you're really good at it. So, thanks for coming today. If you try this recipe, let me know. When it comes out of the oven, I'll take a picture of it and post it for y'all. And I'll let you know if my husband likes it. Bye. See you next week.